and it was like large bursts of phrases. Oh, someone's there. Right back.
Are we live?
Yes, right now.
We are.
I do not believe. Oh, okay. Yeah, there we are. Hello. Hello.
Hello. I can't do it.
Hello.
There you go. That's pretty good. Your dish is on point. Oh, sweet coffee.
I can never do Stoker's the scientist from Futurama. Good news, everyone.
Good news, everyone. Nah, I can't do it.
Stoker is so good at that one.
It is scary. So who all is joining us tonight? Just Drakon. Hi, Drakon. Nobody else. Nobody else is coming.
Nope, that's it. That's the only person in the entire world who wanted to join us.
So sad. All right. Let's retweet that.
Is there a tweeter? Is it at Rick's Writing? Oh my goodness.
Imagine that.
Imagine that.
Just imagine. Come on. There we go. Okay.
Hiya, Stinky.
What?
Retwiddled.
Have you ever been to Easter Island?
Oh, sure. I lived there for a few years when I was growing up. My au pair was surfing legend Miki Dora. Taught me everything I know.
What can you tell us about Easter Island?
It's kind of boring, actually. There used to be a tiki bar near the fountain that was pretty good. Terrible service, though.
What else can you tell us about Easter Island?
Don't drink the water.
We're ready to order. Max would like the kids special.
That's for kids only.
But I have a childlike sense of wonder.
Hey, I don't make the rules.
Never mind. Bye, Stinky.
Trying to remember where I was on all this. Flint paper. Spying on Bosco.
How's the stakeout going, Flint?
Shh, this is make or break time, boys. He could hightail it out of here at any second.
Give Bosco an even bigger complex than he currently has.
Just sit.
I don't know about you boys, but I can always just feel like someone's watching me.
I can't remember how Sybil's got in that weird corner there.
That was like at the very beginning of the first episode. The giant robot came out and turned the opposite corner of the street into rubble. The robot's still here. Jimmy Two Teeth is now inhabiting it. Then it moves Sybil's all the way to this side of the street. Nice. I think because they realized that was just way too much walking to do every single game, so they just put Sybil's right next to Bosco's Inconvenience, since they were also opening up Stinky's Diner for season 2.
Makes sense to me.
No matter how many fires we cause, this baby keeps putting them out.
Yeah, I've gotten a chance to actually play through this game and learn more about Sam and Max, because I knew them from kind of proxy. And I always thought it was oh yeah, Max is this crazy murderous little rabbit and Sam is played as the straight man or whatever, and it's no, they're actually both crazy.
Yeah. Sam's just talks slightly more normally, but he's just as much of a psychopath.
When I first heard of Sailor Max, I thought they were cartoon characters.
Well, they are cartoon characters.
I mean, you're not wrong. They just weren't from a cartoon.
I know, they were from a cartoon.
Oh, you mean from like some other?
Like, I thought they were basically born from television, but it turns out they were born from comics. And then they went to video games.
They do have a bit of that like Felix the Cat kind of vibe, a little bit like like 30s or 40s cartoon characters.
Does the prophecy say anything else?
Oh, there's a pretty good recipe for basalt brownies in there, but the volcano eruption and the end of civilization are the most interesting parts.
Keep up the good work.
Irana Kurua.
Let's talk to Max.
I don't think we've ever tried to stop a volcano before.
Not unless you count that time in the Philippines.
I hope the volcano gods here are friendlier than the ones in the Philippines.
Don't worry about it. We're on the opposite side of the international date line.
Why am I not encouraged? If it's the Bermuda Triangle, why does it go to Easter Island? That's not even in the same ocean.
Maybe it comes here for vacation, like everybody else.
Preposterous but logical as always, chum. There's nothing like a secluded tropical island for a little R&R, is there?
Sure, if you like sunshine and umbrella drinks.
If I remember right, Easter Island is notorious for having suffered massive deforestation at the hands of its inhabitants, followed by constant warfare and cannibalism that drove them nearly to extinction.
Now you're talking!
Let's take in some sights.
Or vice versa.
I like that Just Boxer says in chat, something that occurred to me in the previous stream. Didn't Sam MX nuke Antarctica? How is Easter Island still above water?
Don't worry about it.
And that's why I said, I'm like, see, you're doing the thing. You're applying logic. Don't do the thing.
Yeah, Sam Max does not really have continuity between episodes unless it's funny.
And that's another reason why I thought this was based off a cartoon.
I don't know. You just gotta try giving baby Jimmy Hoffa one of each of these things and see if that does anything.
Again, I was about to do the thing. I was about to say, why is there a diaper rash in a juice container?
Don't think about it too much.
Don't think about it. Just don't think about it.
That doesn't do anything. Still pretty sure I need to get the Fountain of Youth water somehow, but there's piranhas in there.
I hate it when that happens.
Have piranhas ever stopped anybody? Oh, wait.
You don't need all your fingers.
Or your skin.
Yeah, well, skin's overrated.
Just get to see how strong my bones are before I die.
Hello, Arvedis. Welcome to the chat.
Heyo.
I saw you earlier talking about stuff in the HC Discord. I'm very excited to see where you're going with this.
What's it going?
He was doing some. He's trying to write a Misa story, or he's starting to work on a Misa story.
Oh,
Thank you. Okay.
Cool.
All we know so far is that baby Jimmy Hoffa will drink whatever we put in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, sounds right on character.
It's the Fountain of Youth, complete with deadly piranha.
You know, Sam, they say a piranha can completely skeletonize a cow in just under 2 minutes.
Amateur.
Talk about 5 seconds.
Not happening.
What do we have? We have our big gun.
I don't want to shoot my little buddy.
Well, maybe you shouldn't walk in the way.
Don't worry, little buddy.
Granite sandwich.
High in minerals.
Yep. We have our tiki glass.
I like how they have scuba faces or scuba.
We have this
tubes on.
waitress's tray still for some reason.
Nothing doing.
We have the soda horn.
Nah. I can't reach it.
Can you throw Max into it?
I can't use Max as an object directly in this game. So you could in the original LucasArts Sam and Max games. Max was an icon in your inventory, so you could apply him to whatever you need him to do.
Yeah, it seems weird that you can't just ball him up and just toss him like a pigskin.
Really should be able to.
Want a delicious sandwich?
I can't. I'm going swimming later.
Let's see. Who wants a delicious sandwich that has literal rock in it?
Want a delicious sandwich?
No, thank you. I'm watching my figure.
You're not the only one.
Want a delicious sandwich?
Open your mouth! Oh, right, you can't.
Also, Abe, you're dating now.
You know what would cheer you up? A granite sandwich.
A granite sandwich? That's the best you can do? Apparently your taste in cuisine is as refined as your sense of humor.
I don't know about you, Sam, but I'm ready to chisel this guy a new one.
Why the long face?
It's just that we've been here for so long, and there's so little for us to do. I have to question the soul-crushing bleakness of our existence, and... Oh, wait. You're making fun of me, aren't you?
Took him long enough to catch on. The way that sob story was going, I thought he was about to show us baby pictures and have us sign his yearbook.
Not cool.
Yeah,
Do you
not
believe in
cool.
all this prophecy of destruction mumbo-jumbo?
Of course I do. I can feel Ranakau's anger rumbling even now.
Me too, Sam. I think those tamales from Stinky's are repeating on me.
Ah, scatological humor. Very classy.
Cheer up, pal.
So, your civilization is coming to a fiery, cataclysmic end. Don't sweat it.
I'm glad you can joke about the end of our civilization. I don't find it particularly funny.
Lighten up, buddy. We're just trying to entertain the good people.
Yeah, if you just smile, it'd draw attention away from your prominent brow ridge.
So you're back to making fun of my appearance. Very original.
What's your story?
If you must know, I am the keeper of the power of Earth.
Sounds neat. Why don't you give us a demonstration?
I'm not going to unleash the tremendous power of the Earth God on just a whim.
If we're going to help you with your volcano problem, the least you could do is shake things up a bit.
This isn't some game. I wasn't granted elemental powers just to amuse you.
Are we gonna have to dig this guy up to get the stick out of his butt?
He wasn't always like this. There was a time, centuries ago, when the ground would shake with his laughter.
And there was a time when you didn't need a sandblaster to fit in your ceremonial dress.
That was uncalled for.
Ooh.
Hey, how many volcano gods does it take to screw in a light bulb?
Hackneyed and blasphemous.
Sheesh, tough island.
Here's a good one. A Frenchman, a German, and a Maori are in a hot dog eating contest.
Don't bother. He hasn't laughed in over 500 years.
They just don't write comedy like they used to.
Relax, pal.
Yes,
You're gonna turn to diamond if you don't unclench.
It's not my fault you two aren't funny.
What's the problem, Mac? Stop being so uptight and give us a demonstration.
I'm not in the mood. Get lost.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be back.
Is that supposed to be funny?
Wow.
Let's see what else is in Lost and Found.
Leonardo da Vinci's sketches of a cold fusion reactor. A fully playable beta of Sam and Max, freelance police. A cure for polo.
I think you mean polio.
And what's so bad about polio? Nothing but junk. Nothing but junk. The the only thing that survived from the SS Minnow.
Did they ever find all those irritating castaways?
Nobody ever looked.
Still surprises me that Bill Farmer voices Sam. Wow.
Did he voice it in this game?
Yes, apparently.
Nothing but junk.
Oh yeah, he pretty much voiced him in everything, I believe.
No, he didn't voice him in the cartoon. It was a very different voice actor for the cartoon.
Oh yeah, sure, right. Sorry, Harvey Acton did the cartoon.
Miller, did you watch any of the old cartoon?
What? No. I told you before. That was before I was even born.
When I linked it in the chat.
Oh, no. Sorry.
Oh, shit. I'm hurt.
I'm a jerk.
Nah,
Hey, Glenn, listen to this action.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's fantastic. Who wrote it? Bring him with you so I can work with him full time.
I don't think he'd like it here.
No outlets.
Well, in any case, that's the perfect melody for my new hit. Well, now just find me a good train sound and we're all set.
Talking CG babies are creepy.
The fire's not intense enough to boil the water.
More fire! More fire!
More fire.
Already the drink's flammable? There you go.
Just your usual tropical beverage right there.
Yep. First ingredient is kerosene.
Pardon me, boys. Was that the Rapa Nui choo-choo?
No, it's just an eerily accurate simulacrum of a train whistle we constructed out of everyday household items.
Don't say simulacrum.
Well, that's perfect. That's just the sound I need for my big hit. Let's get started making musical history, boys. There's a demo on that conch shell. This is going to be huge.
Are we going to get a producer credit?
Talk to my agent.
I'm sure they've already heard it. Hey, want to hear a great new?
Get that garbage out of my face. I only like Miller's early stuff.
You want to hear something funny? Glenn Miller recorded a new song.
That seems more sad than funny.
Ouch.
No way. Too bad this only protects your car from meter maids and not giant robots, carnivorous plants, or vengeful spirits.
You park in this neighborhood, you take your chances.
Holding up in a giant robot is no way to live, Jimmy.
You're just jealous.
Oh.
I hate it when he's right.
Nah.
So I see you say the rap from Impending Doom. I gotta check that out later.
The neighborhood's held up pretty well, what with all the Bermuda Triangles and robot attacks lately.
Just wait until the 80-foot-tall logomorph stomps it flat.
You're still taking those growth supplements?
Can't you tell?
Nice work, Max.
So can I do you next?
Thanks, but I'm not letting you anywhere near my head with those hedge clippers.
Come on, you'll never feel a thing.
That's what worries me.
I wasn't paying attention for a second, and then I just heard Max say, "Can I do you next?" Completely out of context, and I'm like, "What?"
And is that
It's not Jesse James used for shooting.
Hey, me too.
You totally tell Max would do something like that.
This is where we hide our urgent files until they're no longer urgent. I hate to say this, but I can't think of a single reason for us to be in here.
Steven Spielberg might call about a movie option.
Yep, there's pretty much no reason to stay here at all.
What about inertia?
The whole wide world is composed of places outside of our office. Yet here we stand.
Think of it as an exercise in the application of free will.
You know how I feel about exercise. Sometimes detective work is like pulling teeth.
That's fair. Sometimes pulling teeth is like detective work.
Sometimes detective work is like an overripe banana.
Me too!
Sometimes detective work is like a hypoglycemic weasel with a wooden leg.
I know exactly what you mean.
Do you?
I was right the first time. Sometimes detective work is like pulling teeth.
Someone else's teeth, sure.
Let's go.
Great!
Oh, I got that torch from Yellow.
Boxer, occasionally Max does give helpful hints, but it seems to be significantly more rare than they could have done in this game.
Max gives actual hints.
This place gets creepier by the minute.
Like Geraldo!
But with less air. See anything that might quiet a dyspeptic volcano?
You mean like 100,000 gallons of Pepto-Bismol? No. I do see a lot of aluminum foil. Does that help?
No. What good is a shopkeeper who won't sell you anything?
Not much. He's basically just an impediment to effective borrowing at that point.
What if everything Bosco thinks is true?
Isn't it?
Let's do some browsing.
My second favorite ousing activity after dousing.
Bet you can't tell where all these shots were taken from.
Bet ya I don't care.
It's a combination shredder, incinerator, compactor, and humidifier.
Big deal. So am I.
These weenies come pre-jerked.
What
are you doing in those photos, Max?
Yeah, that's me, filling the bird bath. At least he got my good side.
Which one is that?
Top.
Okay, what do we have?
I always thought enlargers would be smaller. I was going to make a pun about a developing situation, but I thought better of it.
Bosco.
Not that we're planning to hide in it, but where's your emergency bunker, Bosco?
For the last time, my secret bunker's secret location is a secret!
So long, Bosco.
Wouldn't surprise me if he says that he's inside the bunker right now.
Brony Vamp, I tried using the sandwich on the piranha.
As one does.
Where are we going, Sam?
Bagpipe Obliteration Ultimate? I don't know.
Nowhere in particular. Let's just drive.
I don't know if it'll help me. Probably not.
Wait, did he just say nowhere in particular?
Yeah.
Like he... Ah, okay.
Yeah, you just get to play the driving mini game, I guess.
That's funny. Just aimlessly,
You just earned a free decal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does it just keep going on forever?
Yeah.
It's awesome. Sort of a desert bus.
I also turn on.
Would you like to try the driving challenge now?
Sure, why not? Let's do it again.
Your goal is to drive over the bagpipes and only the bagpipes. Ready? Go!
Oh, you bastard. How dare you drive over my bagpipes, you son of a lickin'.
Oh, man. I watched Samurai Jack and I think I gotta come up with some sort of Scottish slang. But I can't.
Yeah, it's funny because when I was a kid, Scottish was just, Scotty on Star Trek. And then eventually that was Scrooge. And then, like, it wasn't, like, later on I heard, like, actual Scottish people talking, like Karen Gillan or David Tennant. It's like, oh, they don't sound like so, quite so Highlander.
Yeah, they also stopped naming people based on where they were from on Earth. I don't remember O'Brien ever be called the Irish guy.
No way. We've got better things to do.
We are skeptical, but if you insist, shut down in progress.
Well, Scotty was named Scotty because his last name was, Scott. I mean...
Oh.
Right? I mean, I think.
I don't know. I never watched the original series. I thought it was literally because he was Scottish. Never mind then. Maybe I'm an asshole.
Scott. Right.
Oh, I guess I'm the asshole then.
Yeah. No, you're fine.
Don't be fine. I think Rick's the only guy that knows here.
Imagine if they did it with all the characters and Spock was like Volky and
I'm just gonna show the conch to everybody now.
Get away from me!
Okay.
Pasco's just not having a good one lately.
Get away from me!
Anything around here that we can also fill a tiki glass with? No, you got rid of the slushy machine, so that's nice.
What about the freezer? Can you do that?
The freezer is a cryogenic chamber now.
Roscoe Tech cryogenic chamber and ice cube maker.
Give me some ice cubes.
Don't fool with that!
What about freezer next to it? Right there with the popsicles.
Don't fool with that!
Ah.
Don't fool with that.
Don't fool with that.
Don't fool with that, boy.
Hiya, Stinky.
What? Oh.
Someone with their spine for the window?
It's empty. No way.
Oh, that's the guy from the apartment here.
Yeah.
Nothing doing. Nuh-uh. No siree. Not happening. Where's the band?
I keep hiring drummers, but they keep combusting. And not slowly over time either. Spontaneously.
This your pipe, Stinky?
Yes, I looted it from the corpse of a 50-foot Sherlock Holmes.
The deadpan.
West Dakota. Wizards really made his mark. The Philippines. Come for the cockfighting, stay for the chicken. Lake Titicaca. That can't be real.
The way he says that.
I found out about that lake from a Beavis and Butthead sketch.
Titicaca.
What's with the two-headed Buddha?
Who knows? This game.
I just look at it like, is that a plot point? Does it mean something?
That's what I'm saying too. Plot point. Plot point.
Yeah, I can't figure out anything to do over here for now. Okay.
Want to help us stop the volcano?
Bark, 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 bark.
Sam, please. We'll help you with your little adventures when we're not on vacation.
Oh, of course.
So long, you two. So long, you two. Don't you think it's amazing that you found that picnic basket full of food?
Not really. It was sitting right there. You couldn't miss it.
Shoot the picnic basket.
No way.
Oh, hello. We've got a raid. Amuleto is raiding with a party of Dus.
Awesome! Hi, Amuleto. Thanks for the raid.
Also, Juiceboxer clipped. These readings come
back to infancy. Look, I ain't got no problem, so don't go saying that I do. It's just a little discretion is required. Drink too little, and you have to go through puberty again. Too much, and bada bing!
He's a pretty jerk. Champ, we have to get into that cave.
Beat it.
Seriously, Champ, we have to get into that cave.
Beat it.
We're going bye-bye now. Bye-bye.
You'll stay gone if you know what's good for you.
Sam, look how his little eyes and the barrel of his gun follow us. I could squeal.
Tiny Tiki.
Hey, Max.
Yo.
This place is pretty nice, isn't it, Max?
I'm nervous, Sam. What if the paparazzi get a picture of me hanging out in a baby bar? Think of the rumors.
I still say this is a nice bar.
The tiki crib across town has a ball pit and a changing table.
Aren't people here phony?
I don't know. That Earhart chick's got it going on. I'm gonna try and get her number. Will you be my wingman?
Max, that's wrong on more levels than I can count. See anything that will help us stop that volcano, Max?
Well, we could make a human sacrifice.
These guys don't deserve that kind of treatment.
Okay, fine. Canine sacrifice.
It's nice getting some R&R away from the office.
As long as you mean running away from the deadly volcano and renal failure as you're burned by lava and suffocated by ash.
See anything that will help us stop that volcano, Max?
Well, we could make a human sacrifice.
Talk to you later.
Call me.
Purely decorative. What do you guys do for fun around here?
We used to ride the bucking surfboard until we drank ourselves under the height limit.
Dang, that son of a bee was a hoot and a half. Give me a few more years and I'll beat your record, Amelia.
See you around, kids.
There's some ideas in this game where, like
your song.
Oh, that. I released it already.
That was fast.
Digital distribution, boys. The hard part is fitting DRM into the conch shells.
Like the idea is like the babies. Like I get it. They drunk from Mountain View.
Well, Spin said it was hopelessly dated, and Blender called it Chattanooga doo-doo.
So you decided
but
to
it's
update
still
your sound?
weird. You know, it's just
I
it's weird to
decided
think
to
about.
say, screw those guys. What they know about music isn't fit to fill my diaper.
What are you working on now?
Well, I'm trying some more experimental things, you know, spoken word pieces, hip hop, some found percussion, you know.
And no more of that crusty old songs about trains nonsense.
Gosh, no. My new piece is going to be called Meet Me on the Maglev.
Keep on rocking, Glenn.
Into the lava volcano you go.
I always think every single time I hear that Rick is just like, Max doesn't weed in 3 seconds. Time for me to do that again.
It's not like I mean to. He just keeps getting in the way.
Take a listen to this.
Oh, is it another of Glenn Miller's recordings? I've probably already heard it.
It's the hot new sound that's sweeping the nation. Crank it up, Sam.
This isn't bad. It's got a good beat. I could do without the train sound, but the rest, it's downright toe-tapping.
What is that enchanting whistling sound?
Abe, are you even listening to me?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
What?
Trouble in paradise.
So, trouble at the picnic table.
So long, you two.
Oh, you click on the arc? I didn't know that. Okay.
Have another listen to this new hit.
Oh, okay. Can she blow into those teleporters? I don't know. Suppose she's blowing wind on the other guy's head. He gets thunderstorm sometimes. Can a portal appear in his head?
If I had a dime for everyone asked that question, well, you know, I'd have to sense.
Hello, we're Sam and Max, freelance police. What do you do?
I'm the guardian of the stone.
What was that? I can't understand you.
I said I'm the guardian of the stone.
Still can't understand you. Speak a little more clearly.
I said...
Yeah, I think she blows the storm into the portal.
Have another listen to this new hit. You'd probably make more friends if you'd just enunciate more clearly.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Now all the piranha are dead.
Anybody have any malt vinegar?
Yay, GG solved the puzzle. Okay.
Now, time to ruin Jimmy Hoffa's life even more than it already has been.
This ought to be fun.
Thank you. This tastes familiar. I can't place exactly where... Oh, wait. I remember.
Sorry, Max. I know you were getting attached to the little guy, but it's for the good of the island.
Attached to who? Oh, right. Did he leave his gun?
Okay, now we finally get to go into the ancient hidden underground cave. Don't miss it.
Anybody home?
We're here to fix your volcano god.
Interlopers! You dare violate our most sacred sanctuary!
You're all in danger. The volcano's going to erupt.
I don't like how their tentacles move.
You threaten defeat! You must answer to our leader, the High Priest!
Mighty Command Man doing donuts in a splintered paddle boat. Look, Max, it's the spectral form of Mr. Spatula.
That's just our dead goldfish.
Blasphemy! You anger, High Priest! Oh, mighty one! What be the punishment? High Priest has spoken. You to be executed.
Now hang on.
What you have say for self?
You can't execute us. We're the freelance police.
Killing us would bring down the wrath of legions of fans and licensors.
Not to mention the ASPCA.
We no like killing. Speak for self. But we must act on will of High Priest. He our only conduit to mighty feat.
Think about what you're doing. You seem like a fairly reasonable group of, what are you anyway?
We are the Underfoot, protectors of the sacred home of Ranakao, the volcano god.
The air breathers call us ocean chimps. We no like that name.
The High Priest is a false prophet.
That very serious claim to make
could make us lose tax-exempt status.
How you back it up?
With a fillet knife and some sushi rice.
Kill them!
We know that imposter is lying because Max is the true High Priest.
He does have feet. Maybe Shulo's dog speaks the truth.
Look, we ancient civilization that worship giant feet who speak to us through ghostfish, High Priest. We're not gullible. If white one with mouth truly is High Priest, he prove it by fulfilling the ancient prophecies.
I bet there are 3 of them.
He knows our ancient traditions. Maybe he really is the chosen one.
Ancients say that an outsider will be anointed by the feet.
The feet will recognize him.
And he will perform great miracle to feed his people.
What was water becomes delicious treat.
And the island itself will show us the face of the true High Priest.
He appears before us in the living rock.
Explain this whole anointed by the feet business.
The great feet speak to us through the High Priest. The outsiders stand under the great feet. They move to show they accept him.
Okay, so he needs to stand under the feet and we get them to move. Depending on which of the Moai's feet he's under, okay.
What kind of miracle are you guys looking for?
Prophecies say the High Priest feed us all by turning water to banang.
Banang! Banang!
Banang?
Banang?
A delicious banana-flavored drink
Banang?
that's fortified with essential vitamins and minerals.
Niacin! Riboflavin!
So we need to get the Benang away from Bosco's convenience.
What do you mean about the island showing his true face?
Prophecies say image of true High Priest will appear to us in the cavern. That prove our High Priest is the one. Look!
You mean that image of Max?
What? You crazy? That no look anything like Max.
Max have 2 ears.
That just a seashell. Rock next to it looks exactly like High Priest though.
Eat miracle!
All that is Max in a nutshell.
We believe it when we see it. We're fair people. We give you until sundown. You prove White One is High Priest, and we no kill you.
A good thing that time doesn't actually pass in this game.
We'll be back.
Remember, death at sundown. Don't be late.
Oh no, we better get this done.
We intend to execute you in the next couple of hours. But please go on with your business. We'll wait for you here.
That precariously hanging stalactite looks awfully familiar.
You're gonna shoot it, aren't
don't
you?
work underwater.
Oh, we're
Reason
underwater?
976 to get me that harpoon gun.
Ooh.
It's a gong for summoning one of those gold Bermuda triangles.
Yeah, we can't shoot that either. Ooh.
No, but we do have the mallet, so we can just do that.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
Machine pod.
It's the entrance to the lava machine.
That only used by High Priest.
How
We're in his
convenient.
entourage.
His entourage is just me. Only I can open magic door.
You like
have
to
it
speak
do.
Trollman?
Red oozing snail.
It's an incontinent sea snail. I hope that's red ink and not something else.
The world beneath
Chris's
the sea
blood.
is both wondrous and completely disgusting.
I'll just take the snail, I guess. It seems like something we could use, I guess.
Man, Rick, you would probably know a lot of things to do with snails. Probably.
Mauled surfboard.
Max?
I was hungry.
Hey, it's our missing bowling ball, Lou. I'd assumed he'd gone on strike.
Comments like that are yet another reason you need to get me that harpoon gun.
Let's see. A hatch.
Wow, we really are off course, vanished, set adrift, and disoriented.
But what does it all mean, Sam?
I don't feel like waiting around for years to find out.
God.
Wow.
What a reference.
Ah, shoot. I didn't get it.
Wow.
It's a reference to Lost.
Hey, Max, keep
The
on the
Lost
lookout for
numbers
the
are on the
harpoon
bottom of the hatch.
Always do.
Oh, shoot.
That was always the thing, is like, what's under the hatch? What's under the hatch? The smoke monster comes out of the hatch.
Yeah.
What's in there?
I love the first season of that show.
Some interesting seaside reading.
Is it piloting for imbeciles?
Nope. The Desperately Lonely Traveler's Guide to Easter Island. For the most relaxing trip on Easter Island, bring plenty of basalt. It's a mind-altering substance for the Moai that helps them tune in, turn on, and drop out. Crates full of video games about crates.
I never watched Lost. My mother loved it, though.
It started out good.
Yeah, I really wish it built to something.
Yeah.
Okay, we got a bunch of new stuff going on here. Let's see if we can...
Oh, Abe, isn't it beautiful with that gentle breeze and that melody in the air? Abe, ever since those heads started talking, you haven't heard one word I've said.
Right. What? Oh, I mean, did they talk? I hadn't noticed.
So anyway, for our next vacation,
Hey, Wendy. Sybil, have you ever thought about getting some surgery done?
What?
I was thinking, if you had your nose stretched out some, maybe squared off the head a little, you'd look fantastic. Not that you don't look nice now, of course.
That is it. You've done nothing but stare at her this entire time.
Come on, I'm a man. I'm not made of stone. Well, you know what I mean.
Oh, I know what you mean, all right.
You're just in a mood.
No, I'm not.
Oh.
I will long remember what you said here, and I will never forget what you did here. I just can't believe you'd insult me like this. And on my birthday!
Oh my
Birthday!
Let's say she falls in love with him.
Ole!
Feliz cumpleaños?
Wow.
And again, I forget to bring my video camera.
Things didn't go so well with Sybil, huh?
She was cramping my style anyway. So,
Oh.
Miss Moai, how you doing?
Get bent, beardy.
Fair enough.
Don't you think it's amazing that you found that picnic basket full of food?
I've got more important things to worry about.
Okay. More Fountain of Youth water.
Hey, we should feed the Max.
Yes, we're gonna feed it to Max so you can get the kids' meal.
Now that's an odd feeling. Hey, what gives? The Fountain of Youth water is gone. Have you been sneaking into my inventory again, Max?
Don't blame me if you're having trouble holding your water.
Stupid magic water evaporates if it gets too far away from the fountain. That's damned inconvenient.
Okay.
Oh, that sucks.
Let's try.
Oh, this is a chat. Tang, the Hasselhoff trees.
Drink it all, little buddy. All the good youth is at the bottom. Well, did it work?
I guess so. I think your music sucks and I want to stay out all night.
You already do that, Chowderhead. Now let's hurry up before our voices start changing.
Ah. Like how you even
Max is not much different, but yeah, I like the young Sam.
Happened, Sam? I feel a sudden urge to vote Republican.
We're not as young as we used to be, Max. The fountain's effects wear off quickly.
So you're saying that when you get older, you have to vote for Republican, Max? Come on.
Just Boxer. Oh no, they're cute.
Cute. Seems like you can go into Bosco's and convenience store like that.
The Desperately Lonely Traveler's Guide to Easter Island, 1963 edition. For the most relaxing trip on Easter Island, bring plenty of besotting substance.
The thing I'm thinking of is that you use... This is my wild theory. You use the slug to give yourself or Max like red splotches all over. You run into Bosco's and you say, they're doing it, they're taking over, everything's going to shit. And then he immediately reveals where his secret base or secret hideout is. Because he tries to like go into lockdown or whatever.
Yump. But it looks like you can stay young until you pass the fire hydrant.
Yeah. I need to be young when I'm in Stinkies.
Get away from me!
It's the desperately for the most ring substance.
Yeah, that's nice.
Can you use the slug on yourself while you're out in the street?
I tried that, it didn't work.
No siree.
We also have the bowling ball.
Out.
not sure what to do with the bowling ball. The waitress is straight? I don't know.
Drop a bowling ball on Jimmy Two Teeth.
Hold out.
Nope.
You're still the president, right? Can't you get an urban renewal squad down here to fix the pavement?
I don't sully myself with local matters. They're bad for the skin.
Ooh,
You know what I like about our neighborhood?
No volcanoes?
Exactly.
It's a squirrel.
Oh.
It is a squirrel.
It is a squirrel.
Let's get
Hey, just do the thing.
Certainly.
Go on.
Hello.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Mo.
Oh, that's obvious. Okay.
Hello, chimps.
Dead dog walking.
What are these prophecies the high priest has to fulfill?
Prophecies say,
Yeah, okay.
Thanks.
Yeah,
We
same
want to
stuff.
get Max anointed up.
Okay, we humor you. Oh, mighty feet, give us a sign. Do you recognize this white stranger as your servant?
Max like, I want them toes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is this like the Quentin Tarantino religion or something?
Look! Feet move! He must be high priest! Uh-huh, that's right. Bring the love. Good to see you too, mighty feet.
Sign is clear. Mighty feet anoint you as high priest. Give blessing. But you still not satisfy all three prophecies.
Rules very explicit on this.
Show us two more and we're convinced.
Oh my, he threw the high priest. Kill him.
I didn't see this.
The plane's radio still seems to be working.
Hello? Hello? Is anybody out there?
I like that one.
Oh, it's Vasco.
We are observing your Earth. We have come at last. Prepare to meet your doom.
We heard that, Vasco. We are not amused.
I can't believe there's a Metal Gear Solid reference in that radio. These guys clearly were doing their homework.
Think Bosco would mind if we helped ourselves to some Benang?
Good question. Another good question. 1 can or 2?
1 should be plenty. I don't need any more. A little Benang goes a long way. It's some kind of ceremonial urn.
We eat ritual food from there.
Like still beating hearts of victims.
Or party mix.
I'll be right back. Just 1 sec.
Hey, chimps, watch as High Priest Max performs a great miracle.
Oh, mighty feet, hear my command! What was once water, make flavorful drink for my people. What was once colorless, make yellow.
That not impressive.
What was once without sustenance, make enriched with calcium, which is something our bodies need anyway.
Just get on with it, Max.
Eureka! Benang!
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 Eat like a party in the moat. Eat miracle! Mighty feet grant you great power. But you're still not high priest yet. Must satisfy final prophecy.
Hiya, Stinky.
What? Oh.
Whee!
Nothing doing.
Hold on a second.
It's a gong with no gonger.
Where's J.P. Morgan when you need her?
Nothing happened. Why doesn't Stinky's gong work like the ones on Easter Island?
What are you guys doing?
Red improves digestion.
Don't try to argue with feng shui, Stinky. It's science.
I never really expected that to work.
Paranormal entities are dumb and gullible.
So now you might be able to get kids a meal?
to youth. Hello, Miss Stinky.
What do you boys want? Do you have money to pay?
Drop the attitude, lady. I'm the president.
Max.
President's adorable nephew here for a visit.
Well, since I know the president personally, I guess it's okay.
That's
What's
not
your
actually
order?
a lie, so.
We like the special.
You're in luck, boys. I've got one already made. One basalt sandwich coming up.
Aren't you gonna cut the crusts off?
I've, misplaced my knife.
You probably left it in the real Stinky's body. It's an honest mistake.
Oh, that's silly, you little rascals. Now run along and play before I call child services.
The Bermuda Triangle. Ah, that's what those are.
Oh yeah, Kid Sam's shirt has a picture of Max on it.
So they run slower. Wow.
Hey, my friend Max bet me a quarter that you can't make it lightning again.
Run around and play, kids.
You can't tell us what to do.
You're not our real father. Max said that volcanoes were cool, and you were stupid for wanting to stop it. And when I told him to shut up, he pulled out a gun and shot at me.
Sam started it.
Look, I'm not good with kids. Can I just give you some money or something to make you go away?
No,
My
this
best
is
friend
all.
Max has something very important to say to you.
Boobies.
Whatever.
This game is just giving Rick all sorts of ideas, isn't it, Rick?
You're scary.
Did you know you got a big mole on your face?
Are you wrinkly because you're old or because you worry about a lot of stuff?
Did you mean not to grow a mustache, or was it a shaving accident?
You do realize I could crush you both, right?
Questionable, honestly. You're just ahead.
I love him.
Ah. That was fun.
Oh, fun's over. 30 years of anxiety is all piled up into us in one moment.
Even if we could reach
You're
them,
not
I don't
my-
think they're ticklish.
You're not my real ghost dad.
Hey, look, we got you a mouth-watering basalt sandwich.
Basalt? It's been a while. What about the rabbity guy? Is he cool?
More or less.
All right, quick, before my carvers get back. Oh, man. That is some kind basalt.
Dude, don't bogart the sandwich.
Oh, man. It's like I can taste colors.
Get a load of Cheech over here, Max. He's lit up like an arsonist birthday cake.
No way, Sam. It's been like 5 seconds. He can't be that much of a lightweight.
Oh, yeah? Watch. Sorry, sir. We just accidentally killed your puppy.
You crack me up, little dude. Oh, whoa. Hey, you guys want to order a pizza?
Yes.
Well, what if we're like all dreaming now and what we think is a dream is really reality?
That would explain why I'm always showing up at places with no clothes on.
Dude. Wait, what? Hello.
Hi there.
Dude. Wait, what? Peace out. Later, dudes.
Wonder what she says now.
Yeah, the head is supposed to be high. It said the best salt was like a drug for them.
Yeah.
I like that. And I put stalactite.
It finally shook loose.
Maxish clam.
Make sure you get my good side, Sam.
You have a good side? Look, over here. It's an image of the true high priest, Max.
How'd that get there? Look just like him. It uncanny.
That appear completely out of nowhere. Mighty feet, show us face of true high priest. Prophecies are fulfilled. The feet have spoken. True high priest has returned.
People of the feet, all shall love me and despair.
No time for that now, little buddy.
High priest, take rightful place on altar.
We've got to get up there and stop that volcano.
So wait, we still get to kill them now, yes?
No. Now we deal with imposter.
Oh no. Blurp.
Phony so-called high priest, what have you to say for self?
Yeah, what gives, Mr. Spatula? I thought we were pals.
He say pals? Ha ha ha! Then he spit derisively.
Blurp.
Now he say, me welcome death. Better than suffer tyranny of imprisonment on stale fish flakes.
I knew I should have taken him for more walks. I blame myself.
I blame you too.
No, he say, you think you won, Sam and Max. You really just step in trap. I send Triangle to summon you here, and you stupid primitives to waste your time.
We not primitive. We have cell phones.
He say, now you too late to stop volcano. Fascist oppressor Sam and Max get herbal tea and foot rubs once and for all.
Well, that doesn't sound so bad.
Does this thing go any faster?
Now he say, that not what I said at all. Me confused, not herbal tea and foot robes, rain of fire and drowning magma. I always mix those up.
We should have taken the express pod.
Now he say, come, Sam and Max. Come to your doom. In my sexual form, I am invincible. Ha ha, ha ha, ha ha.
And he's like, I'm gonna punch someone. Oh, okay.
Now he say, my medallion! No! Cannot be! What world? What world?
Take him to the sacrificial toilet bowl.
No time, Max. We're too late to stop the volcano. What do we do?
I see an off switch.
The volcano's already going to erupt.
Oh. Okay.
It says...
Push the red button.
Press it, Sam, press it.
I suppose now's as good a time as any. I wonder what that did.
What?
Nothing more we can do here, Max. Let's go up top and check out the situation.
What?
The volcano could erupt at any moment.
Good thing we have all this time.
Hey, look. I had the parking brake on that whole time. Whoops. It's the official signet of the Ocean Chimp's High Priest.
Don't I get to wear it?
We don't have a chain long enough to fit around your enormous head, chump.
The sock crown. Oh. Hats.
It's that sea snail's disgusting red residue.
I don't think this is fair. He can't be high priest and president. There's a separation of church and state.
That's the second biggest Bermuda Triangle I've ever seen.
Seems to be spinning out of control, too. Well, there goes our only way home.
I fail to see how this is helpful in an emergency.
This is it. The volcano is about to explode.
Bogus.
Help us, Sam and Max.
That portal is conveniently moving around that mountain or volcano.
Let's see. The High Priest medallion is a octagon shape.
Oh, bring it back, guys.
I see walking this way.
How can he wee? How can he wee?
No time to chat now. The volcano's about to erupt. Well, the volcano's about to blow, and it's pointed right at us.
Explain to me again why we don't just go home and eat popcorn while this stupid island boils away into vapor.
One of us has a conscience?
Oh, geez. It's not me, is it?
Let's take in some sights.
Or vice versa.
Huh.
Wait. Don't have the snail in my inventory anymore, but... Come on, hurry up.
Okay.
I
Aha!
hope there's nobody on the other side of that triangle.
I don't care.
You said it, dude, bro.
You've done it. You've broken the prophecy. You've saved our ancient civilization from destruction.
Hooray! So, sweet thing. Now that's over with. Let's say you and I find somewhere private to get sedimentary.
Yeah, I think we should spend some time apart.
Your loss. Can I get a ride with you guys?
Our portal back home is gone.
We're gonna have to swim.
Do you float, Mr. Lincoln?
Only one way to find out.
I get to ride on his dewlap.
You can only call that once we get in the water.
I guess we just sit here for another few thousand years.
That sucks.
Yeah. Oh.
Is that? Oh, man.
Oh.
Driving back in the DeSoto for some reason instead of on Abraham Lincoln's head. It would have been funny if they managed to do that for the credits instead.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, as soon as I got back to mainland, they just bought a new DeSoto.
Baby Jimmy Hoffa, who we reverse killed. We didn't do anything with Jimmy Two Teeth this episode. That seems like an oversight.
So how are these structured
for
each?
the subscription?
Oh, thank you, Chigobo.
Oh, thank you.
Nicely done.
Dude.
That's unexpected.
Aliens.
Until the next episode, then. Ooh. That was fun. Snake!
Come on. Told it to start downloading episode 3, and then it didn't, and I don't know why.
Oh.
Oh well. It's only
Did
like,
you said it that
it's only like 150
Steam
megabytes, so.
Okay.
I'll be back momentarily.
Steam defaults that while you're playing a game, it doesn't download anything.
Oh.
Even if the game doesn't have any online components, that seems dumb.
Correct. Yep, you have to manually set it for each game, or you can set your overall thing to always do downloads, but then it will do downloads while you're playing an online game. So, it's not an easy way for it to determine if like if a game is a single player game.
Well, it could be flagged as such. I mean, they do
It
that
could
in the
be.
store.
It's not. It's dumb.
Yeah, they don't let you multi-download games during Steam. Ah, silly. You did.
Wow.
Oh my. Yeah.
What
We're just immediately staring at Blood Elf with nipple
satisfy
clamps.
my dark masters once and for all, and then I will use my army of the undead to take over the world.
His voice sounds familiar.
You owe me $5, Sam.
I never thought he'd go for the cheesy evil laugh.
Insolent to the last. No matter. Oh, we shall see how you make with the wisecracks after you are dead.
Yeah, his voice is very familiar. I can't think
Life
though.
is flashing before my eyes. I wondered where I'd left my wallet.
I can't even remember how we got here.
Come on, Max. Remember, we were back in the office, just back from Easter Island.
Wait, do the whole thing with the music and all that.
Oh, all right.
Ooh. Sounds like my kind of episode.
Chicobo is asking, are these the originals or the remasters?
These are the originals. I already had them bought, so I didn't want to buy the remasters.
I don't blame you.
Puckster here's hoping that aliens are sexy snake people.
Yeah.
Ooh.
One can only hope.
One can only hope. I read the second part of your story today, Rick, and I'm hoping that Reese gets a friend and we get some kind of twink twunk sort of thing.
Blasphemy! Oh, hang on. The holy water is giving me a religious vision.
Bugatti
Crazy Frog. An HDMI port, an unwelcome visitor. Ah, the dead walk the earth, and bells.
Hey, not bad. Hello, Commissioner?
Lightning, a dog castle, death, a snowy egret. No, a chicken. Do you mind not making so much noise?
Speak up, Commissioner. I can't hear you. We're having a zombie attack. What's that, Commissioner? Zombie attacks? Jen running George A. Romero in a baby doll t-shirt outside the food court with a $43 gift certificate. We're on the case. The Commissioner says zombie attacks are popping up all over the world like pus-filled boils on the decaying flesh of, well, a zombie.
Wait, who's attacking?
They're coming from some place called the Zombie Factory.
Oh, zombies! Zombie attacks!
You wander around aimlessly and see what you can turn up. Meanwhile, I'll actually figure out where they're coming from.
One step ahead of you.
Oh, that's going to become a gag in this episode. Zombie
Someone's
attacks!
setting up thousands of dominoes across the street. Talk about way too much time on your hands.
Says the guy watching someone set up thousands of dominoes.
Brady's a lot more appealing when you can balance drinks on his head. Amelia Earhart sure screamed bloody blue murder when we yanked her chair out from under her. She's a baby. It's the place where High Priest Max takes his holy baths. I know why the caged bearhead sings. Fantastic!
No signal! The zombies must have taken over the TV station!
No, we took our only antenna.
I still blame the zombies.
One of those newfangled video cassette recorders. What will they think of next? Digital video discs? My desk. Big. Manly. Max's desk. Puny. Infantile. In Spanish, frogs are called frijoles.
Which explains why I eat them with rice.
This is officially the northernmost pole on Earth. I'm surprised this game survived being thrown clear of the Playland and Casino explosion.
Not nearly as surprised as the guy it landed on.
Oh.
Again!
Chattanooga doo-doo. If reviews got reviewed, this one would get 4.5 stars. Empty. I think I hear a tiny tumbleweed blowing by inside. Hey, Leonard. Why'd we save this again?
To snack on.
I still say hypnotic termites would have been far more effective. A fro. Nothing less, nothing mo. She's worthless without a ring. An ancient internet burial ground. A trophy to our skills as decapitators. He may not talk as much now, but you still has all the charm of a pint of urine.
So basically, you put out your achievements in that closet.
Under
Gotcha.
W for waste of our lives, comma, a freaking huge.
You know what they say about guys with big feet? They have big thongs. Your waist here.
This is Sybil. Could you please tell Honest Abe that I'll never speak to him again in my whole life? Ever? Even if I'm being dragged through the streets by wild donkeys? Thanks. It's Sybil. If you see Mr. Lincoln, tell him he left his hat at my place. And P.S., he owes me a new hat rack.
That one heavy hat.
Sybil again. Tell what's-his-name that I haven't thought about him in months. And, oh yeah, I've got men falling all over me. Eat that, cheater! Okay, thanks, guys. Sybil again. Tell what's-his-name that eat that...
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
That's a dated reference.
I'm amazed I had the presence of mind to take a picture. Ironically, the roller coaster was the only part of the retreat where no one barfed. We just repainted this to be the exact same color it used to be. Let's watch it dry.
Someone's been the Queen of Canada.
People said a slab of curiously shaped rock couldn't be vice president. Flint's been off looking for Bosco for a while now.
She is scorned.
That sock crown is about as useless as an ink ribbon in a haunted castle.
There's the sock crown.
We've got to find out where these zombies are coming from.
Let's go to the mall!
Jeez, see, I'm surprised you didn't laugh at that reference.
Another hateful stereotype, Max.
I meant we could watch the new IMAX movie, Where Zombies Come From.
I tell you, this place just isn't the same without Jesse James's hand.
Don't worry, I'm cloning a new one from the fingernail clippings.
How do you like being High Priest of the Ocean Chiefs?
I tried taking confession for a while, but everybody kept getting annoyed with me.
You're just supposed to listen, Max. It's not a contest. Let's get back to work.
Hey, you're the one who started chatting with me.
Pretty much dead. Zombies and malls are just a thing now. But you can't really reference them in.
Beat it, deadbeat.
Yeah. That was all he said. Damn.
So the zombies drink beer. A clue, perhaps? Let's press on. Look, Max, it's our undead vandal.
Shall I beat him relentlessly now?
No, you might damage Jesse James's hand. It's a national treasure.
Jesse James.
The Lucky Vermin.
Oh, now showing Robert Goulet's hamster, Gigi.
It's a regular carcass of sin. Isn't that cute, Max? The rats have set up their own little casino.
Where's Jimmy Two Teeth? I want to show him a new sleeper hold I learned.
The boss is busy.
He can't be too busy for us. We're the ones who gave him his big break.
Not to mention various smaller fractures and sprains.
The boss is busy.
Do you know anything about the zombie factory?
Nope.
We're screwed, Sam. That rat was our only lead.
Can we place a bet? I want 463 on Grandma's hip displacement to place in the 6th.
Rats only.
I'm betting a C note that I end up drop-kicking you into the dumpster before this case is over.
Rats only.
Are you going to tell us anything helpful, ever?
Nope.
At least he's honest.
Nope.
Zombies attack city.
So what's the bad news?
Max, look behind you.
Zombies!
That was good.
It's closed.
Bosco went into hiding when we convinced him THEM were coming.
guns.
All you can drink
then-
water buffet. The Eye.
I love that commercial. Arr, lad, tell me what is the finest in replacement optics.
Aye, Captain.
Okay, go ahead and tell me.
Aye, Captain.
Well, are you gonna tell me or not? Arr.
Aye, Captain.
I just remembered I hate that commercial.
The Interactive Domino Museum is still open? I thought it fell over last year.
It did, but they just keep putting it up again.
Underground music.
Sometimes at night I can hear it coming out of the toilet.
I weep nightly for our little lost gumballs.
Oh, the Sybil's open? Yes, it is. I can actually go into Sybil's this episode.
Yeah.
Is there going to be a zombie in the backseat of your car?
Take a number and I'll be with you. Oh, hi, Sam and Max. I'm out of applications right now, so let's just be friends.
Sure.
What happened to Abe?
I'm sure I don't know to whom you are referring. So, Mr. Molman. Sorry, Harry. Tell me more about you.
Well, let me see. Interesting things about me.
Knickknacks come and go, but Newton's balls are forever.
True.
Sybil's been serving people left and right. Proving it only takes one to tango. Makes me feel like I'm in a deli.
I am not a piece of meat!
No, but you're there to look cute, Max.
A freak mishap has defaced every single one of these Lincoln photos.
Oh, jeez, I wonder why.
It's my ticket to relationship bliss. It's going to find my perfect soulmate, even if it has to alter the laws of space and time to do it.
How come when I look at it, I hear the chanting of demons from the infernal plane?
Max, when don't you hear that?
Good point.
She really needs to take these down before someone gets hurt. Sheesh, everyone's trying to cash in on Tiki Mania these days. Think positive. I already tried that.
Try. Think again for the very first time.
See, that feels very dated because nowadays there's only one thing people associate Tiki stuff with.
Yeah. Civil suitors have never heard "Can't Buy Me Love." I'm not going back in that closet. Not after all we've accomplished.
Hang in there, kitty.
Harry Molman. Last time we saw you, you were...
Yeah, on the moon. What's all this I keep hearing about zombie attacks?
They're everywhere!
You boys have guns, right?
Are we just not getting through to these people?
Yeah, we're really not that complicated, Harry. How are things going with you and Sybil?
Oh, she's playing hard to get. But women have a hard time resisting my charms. Oh, she'll grow to love me. Yes, she will.
I hate to break it to you, Harry, but Sybil's not that into you.
She's more into the whole hard rock scene.
Just wait till she gets a load of my oboe.
Was that clumsy innuendo or a pathetic attempt to sound cool?
Both.
Wow. I underestimate this game.
Zombie factory?
Zombies don't make things, they break them.
No, it's a factory that makes zombies.
Inconceivable. That's like making hate and evil and awfulness.
So you're saying you don't like zombies?
What have you got against zombies?
Disgusting creatures. They're always breaking things. Zombies are why we can't have nice things.
They just want to live again.
Wait, the reason you don't like zombies is that they break things?
Yes! Stupid, clumsy undead.
And that bothers you more than the brain eating?
They're hell on knickknacks.
Are you still into prismatology?
Oh, no. Between the four of us, I wasn't that into it in the first place.
You just relocated to the moon for it.
Well, Well, think how great docent looks on a resume.
What are you doing for work these days?
Well, I'm hoping the stipend from this job holds me over.
Sybil's paying men to be her suitor?
Of course not, but they don't know that.
Do you really think you have a chance with Sybil?
I'm in it to win it. Ha ha!
See you later, Harry.
Zombie!
Good gift, Sybil. Did you start your dating service again?
Not quite. All my clients are applying for dates with me.
As kind of officers of the law, we have to point out that that's kind of illegal.
Does that mean we can shoot her to regain health points or something?
What? No! Get your heads out of the gutter. It's not like that. I'm looking for my soulmate.
How are you going to find your soulmate?
Not by jumping in with the first reanimated statue that comes along. That's for sure. I've got the initial screening, and then rigorous interviews, and finally, the soulmater.
I want it.
What does the soulmater do?
Not sure. I won it in an online auction, and the instructions are all in Sanskrit. Something about ripping souls from across the plains to reunite them with corruptible mortal vessels. Doesn't that sound romantic? I could just die.
Sounds like a very real possibility. Have you had a lot of applicants?
A few. If you know anybody else, of course, send them my way. A lot of these guys have no chance, but I'm still interviewing them to be polite. Speaking of which, what kind of movies do you like, Harry?
No, I don't go to the movies that much because of my stigmatism.
Do you know anything about a place called the Zombie Factory?
Zombies? Where?
Irrational fear of zombies. Interesting. But yes, I did get an email about something like that from some friends in Europe into the whole equal rights for the undead thing. Can't remember where exactly.
Remember to lock up tonight so the zombies can't get in.
Get in? There are zombies right outside?
I'm not going to lock my door. This is a public place, and they have the right to peacefully assemble just like anyone else.
Don't you want to give Abe another chance?
Abe who? You were telling me more about yourself, Harry.
I was detailing my various prescriptions and inhalers, if I remember correctly.
How can you afford to keep your shop, Sybil, when you don't have a new job?
I'm still getting residuals from when I was Queen of Canada.
Yeah,
the
that
new
happened.
location is a lot better for me. Not as nice as Edmonton with its temperate summers and outstanding cost of living, but I get by.
Oh, royalties! I get it.
Wait a minute. You're getting royalties from us? No.
Royalties from being royalty.
Sure you don't need help with that soulmater, Sybil?
If you're not married by now, there's not much time left.
There's plenty of time. I still have a lot of data to analyze while I figure out how the soulmater works.
Hey, she had a soulmater. She can stay.
This has nothing to do with luck, Sam. It's all about psychology and technology.
She had a soulmater. Just keep her out of Canada. Now serving 46.
Let's go talk to the cops first.
Hiya, cops. Do you...
Oh, you guys.
Are you tired of paying a lot for your internet service?
What? No, not really.
Well, those days are over. Welcome to a new type of internet access. SOL.
So simple even a zombie could use it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
His voice sounds different.
What happened to Bluster Blaster?
There was a processing accident while developing our latest invention.
I'm fine, Sam. Haddock is the best kind of fish. I'm fine, Sam.
We regret any inconvenience this may have caused.
I'm fine, Sam. Thanks for asking.
I'm sad. Buster
You know
Blaster, you're
anything
not
about a
loud
place
anymore.
called the Zombie Factory?
Processing. We have gathered extensive marketing data on zombies.
Zombies need an easier, less expensive way to access the internet. That's why we developed Stuttgart Online for the greatest concentration of newly active zombies, Stuttgart, Germany.
You've unlocked a new area.
What'd he say that for?
We do not know. He has been like this ever since the accident.
Max, when I'm done yammering, remind me we gotta drive to Stuttgart. Quick like a zombie.
Drive to Stuttgart. Right. Forgot it already.
Yeah.
You're selling the internet to zombies?
Not just the internet, but much, much more.
From trivia to music, lifestyles to death styles, and inventive new recipes for brains, Stuttgart Online is the premier online zombie destination.
Didn't we destroy the internet?
Luckily, Al Gore was able to recreate the internet from his original plans.
What's on the internet that would interest a droning, glassy-eyed zombie anyway?
Al Gore recreated the internet in his own image.
Oh boy. I think
What's so great about Stuttgart Online?
It's the fun, easy-to-use online experience for zombies and zombies at heart.
Yeah, can we fix
Can you
Blister
guys
Blaster?
fix Bluster Blaster?
They had me fixed before they brought me home.
We just want to pimp our car.
We no longer offer car upgrades.
Our income has been lower than previously forecast.
But this neighborhood has the highest accident rate in 5 states.
We have spent a lot of this year out of town, Max.
Oh, right.
So we've devoted our resources to developing the ultimate online experience. SOL.
After all this time, you're not offering any car upgrades?
None at all.
We regret the inconvenience.
There's our new invention. It is much too dangerous.
Intrigued? Go on.
It's the super high-powered antenna for wireless internet access while on the road.
There are problems.
Using it could result in catastrophic electrical failure and spontaneous explosion of your vehicle.
We see.
Hey, car
and
accidents.
what are the problems?
We'll take that super high-powered antenna.
We spent our entire savings on development.
We can only give it to you if you help us market SOL. Take the provided CD launcher and use it to give installation discs to zombies throughout the city.
We like marketing.
And we love shooting things.
I like wearing short pants. Would you like to begin driving
That was out of
now?
nowhere.
Affirmative.
Initiating augmented reality driving sequence.
Again? Oh my god. Paperboy.
Yes, we're doing Paperboy this time.
Car marketing challenge. Remember that you can now drive using a computer keyboard in addition to your mouse.
I want to shoot things.
Please deliver the magic of SOL to the displayed number of zombies.
We'll make mad bank. And you must do it in the allotted time.
Ready?
Go!
Man, this is tricky.
Yeah.
I want to do zombie noses for a game. That's the dream right there. Maybe if I get close to them.
The more, they sound more fun to me.
You won!
Yeah, they don't sound like real zombies.
Well done. We've installed your new super.
Yeah, I've been to the zoo. I've heard real zombies. They don't sound like that.
Be held liable for any injury or loss of life.
I'm liking the sound of this more and more.
Please demonstrate the operation of the antenna to our big winners.
Not the light. I don't want to see the bright light again.
Very well. You get to figure it out for yourselves.
Oh boy.
Wow, the cops actually installed something well for once. I won't be able to just pull it off.
Stinky's Diner.
She was the only woman I ever loved. This century, at least.
Yeah, maybe you should talk about this with your therapist.
She was my therapist.
Oh, good. Lamont and Wallace, you're here.
Sam and Max, actually.
Whatever. Your friend here is driving me crazy. Take him off my hands, would you?
Every little jackalope says, I want to be a hat rack when I grow up. Stinky's two-faced role model. Given the hole in the hull, I think the SS Guppy and the Shark have met before.
Ooh.
I didn't even realize Vikings could become stoplights. I didn't even realize stoplights could become Vikings.
Okay.
Somewhere, a ship's been sailing in a straight line for a long time. I think the Sharks joined a gang. Wonder if it's the Jets or the,
You walked right into that one.
I'm deeply opposed to all shoes, snow or otherwise.
Rude.
It's just a snow globe in the middle of drought season. I guess he's Mexican-African-American. The boomerang is the telltale sign of the Australian mummy, which is indigenous to this area. Stinky's is a hell of a place to break a fast. Gene gave the place 1 star.
Rating inflation.
Is that George Romero or Caesar Romero?
Well, based on the putrefied flesh, I'd have to say John Romero.
What did Mother Teresa order?
4 fried chickens and a Coke.
The Phantom of the Opera. Swear Dweller?
Sword wielder.
No, that would be Swirled-Wilder, not Swirled-Whirler. Cool lens flare effect. He signed with a heart.
Either he secretly loves Stinky or he's a 4th grade girl.
Oh, jeez.
Looking at you, kid. Clark Gable.
Signing with other people's quotes. Clever!
I was gonna say, hope Stan Lee's out in here. Oh. Ooh.
Looks like an old-style sun lamp.
For turning yourself brown and leathery from the comfort of your own home.
What better use for deerskin than a percussive device?
I bet the deer could think of one.
Who washes their gongs? The Alps are the only place you can say, check out the size of his horn without getting punched. West Dakota. The Philippines.
Ooh,
Lake Titicaca.
We have 30 watchers. My defense threats is you're like the only Sam Max streamer. Nice.
Do you know anything about a zombie factory?
Oh, sure. I was a foreman at a zombie factory for a year while I was writing my opera. They're good workers, as long as you don't let them unionize.
No, this isn't a factory that hires zombies. It's a factory that makes zombies.
Oh, well, then, did you say zombies? I thought you said elves.
Zombies giving you much trouble, Stinky?
If that is your real name.
Oh, no. They're a nuisance, but at least they eat quickly and leave. Your friend Lincoln is the real horror.
Come on, give Abe a break. He's on the rebound.
He keeps trying to pay me in Confederate money. Who does that? That doesn't even make sense.
So, have you heard from Grandpa Stinky lately?
Like from beyond the grave?
What are you talking about? Grandpa's still on his Himalayan mountain climbing junket.
I thought you said Grandpa Stinky was on an around-the-world cruise.
Let's watch as the spider tries to free herself from her own web of lies.
Oh, he sent me a postcard. His cruise was hijacked by Sherpa terrorists. They ended up making him their god, and now they're following him on a quest to scale the world's tallest peaks.
Well, her story does seem to hold up.
It was pretty nice of Grandpa Stinky to leave his entire restaurant empire to you.
Some empire. Zombies, deadbeat ex-presidents, trivia cheaters. Makes me wonder if it was worth the effort.
If what was worth the effort?
Oh, nothing.
What's with a sun lamp, woman who will call Stinky for the sake of convenience?
So that's what that is. Oh, I mean, of course, that's what that is. Have to look my best, you know.
The magazine set such an unrealistic standard of beauty for grandpa murderers.
Can we have your sun lamp?
What could you possibly need it for?
Max needs a UV bulb for his teeth bleaching regimen.
You think a smile this white comes naturally?
Well, go ahead. I'm done with it.
What's a sun lamp doing in a restaurant?
Did you think the food wasn't hazardous enough without the threat of melanoma?
Oh, that. I was just going through some of the old things Stinky, Grandpa, had in storage. I need a big box for packing things that need to be sent away.
We'd like to order something.
Supplies are low because of the zombie attack, so, we're probably out.
You do realize that's not going to stop us, right?
Go ahead.
The special.
Ah, my special gooey molasses tar cake. It's an ancient family recipe.
Ancient?
You've heard of the La Brea tar pits, of course, but have you ever tasted them?
Sold. I'll take 2 slices.
Sorry, I used up the blowtorch on some zombies who didn't tip. It's impossible to cut. You're welcome to look at it, though. Just don't touch.
Crab and salamander enchiladas in green sauce.
Sal, I want new Dobbs and Greta Van Susteren doing double dutch on the back of a rogue elephant.
Tuna noodle casserole with onion rings.
Get me one Rudy Giuliani with no pants and sequined garters. And a tuna noodle casserole with onion rings.
Seared grouper in a maple syrup reduction with bacon-wrapped dates and toffee chips, served on a bed of Venezuelan newspaper clippings.
Sal, number 3.
Chicken chow mein with chocolate-covered raisins and a caramel swirl.
Sal, get me a hyperactive spider monkey in a powder blue cardigan, and why don't we go ahead and wrestle him to the ground and tickle him till he pees?
I have got to see what goes on in this kitchen.
Nothing for us, thanks. Bye.
Oh, man.
What's
That
this
cracks me
sticky
up.
black goo?
That's my gooey molasses tar cake. It's a recipe handed down through my family for centuries.
All the way back from the primordial ooze, from the looks of it.
It's just a pie. It's not something you really talk about.
They actually only made it once centuries ago.
I just want the bulb.
And it's just been growing, continuously replacing itself.
Just close your eyes and it'll pass. What's shaking, Abraham?
She's gone. Left me.
Who's gone?
Sybil!
Of course she left you. She dumped you like yesterday's breakfast when she caught you macking on the Moai heads.
I was sure it was just one of her moods.
Come on, Abe. Take it like a man. Think of all the advantages of being single.
Like what?
You've got total freedom.
Complete lack of direction.
You can do what you want when you want. You answer to nobody.
And nobody cares if you die.
You can meet lots of new people.
And have a never-ending string of shallow, unfulfilling encounters.
We seem to be working at cross purposes, Max.
Maybe, but this way I get to annoy 2 people at once.
Sybil's looking for a new boyfriend.
Fine. I don't care.
Aren't you jealous?
Not at all. And hanging out near her office is not stalking, no matter what she says.
You really blew it with Sybil, huh?
It was just a simple misunderstanding.
Like, I can't understand why you aren't as hot as that Moai head?
She took that completely out of context.
Do you know anything about a zombie factory?
Do you mean like a factory that comes to life after it's been shut down, cranking out products in a hideous parody of actual production, destroying other factories it comes into contact with?
No, that's not what we're looking for.
But I wish we were.
What do you know about zombies?
Pests. Hooligans. They'd always gather outside the memorial with their million zombie rallies and groan-ins. Always playing that awful music they listen to.
Uh-oh.
How do you stop a zombie?
Beats me. Just between the three of us, I'm pretty hopeless at anything except making speeches.
Keep a stiff, hairless upper lip, Abe.
Always.
Are you hungry, Max?
I've got an insatiable hunger for zombie killing.
Me too, but replace zombie killing with barbecued spare ribs.
Zombies.
I know.
Zombies.
I know.
Zombies.
I know.
Yeah.
Lincoln's taking the breakup pretty hard, huh?
So am I. I gave their relationship 2 months in the office pool.
You didn't tell me about any office pool.
Don't feel left out, Sam. I placed the bet with your money.
I kind of feel bad about Lincoln's breakup with Sybil.
But that's the only couple that broke up without any interference from us.
Exactly. What's your favorite color?
Hey, watch your friends eat.
Orange. What's yours?
Mine too. After all these years, there's still so much we don't know about each other. That's all for now, Max.
I'll decide when we're done talking. Okay, we're done talking.
Max, you don't have to pay into this relationship. Don't try him.
Neither of them have the... Never mind.
Gun on that.
Shoot him in the head. It's the only way they'll stay down.
Quiet, Max. With our aim, we're lucky to hit them at all.
Why? We got good aim. Besides, zombies are barely even moving. Yeah, shoot Bosco's now.
I'm thinking about shooting the lock off, but can't select it specifically.
Where are we headed, Sam?
Let's go to Stuttgart.
Jawohl!
Oh,
Well,
okay.
here we are in Stuttgart.
Very atmospheric. You think this is the big spooky castle the locals were wailing and stammering about?
Could be. Hey, look. There's a gaggle of zombies.
Politely lining up outside. Ooh, classy.
Yeah, Europeans make the most refined undead. This must be the place.
Well, they have that clock tower and gargoyle thing going on.
I can't
yeah.
tell if he's supposed to be barfing or asking us to tithe. Both are scary.
Maybe he's supposed to be an embittered waiter spitting on our food.
Even scarier.
Diego asks, how many episodes are there?
There's a pack of clove cigarettes in here.
Clove cigarettes?
Gilroy's brand garlic clove cigarettes.
In season 2, there's 5
Stink of
episodes.
sophistication.
Oh. Is there a season 3?
Yes, there's also 5 episodes in season 3.
Oh, okay.
How many
They
times?
put
How
a stone
many?
slab over your corpse. You know they really don't want you coming back.
How long did they going to come up for each episode? I wonder.
Get anything good, Sam?
Looks like the deadbeat undertakers and opportunistic German rats got to him first. Brain's in decent shape, though.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay.
Here lies someone important and tall.
And anorexic from the looks of it.
A giant. Frankenstein.
A coffin that's been opened from the inside.
Wait.
Oh,
you
no.
mean zombies?
Max is so excited to know about
It
zombies.
says Ascanio Sobrero, 1812 to 1888, discoverer of nitroglycerin. It says Ascanio Sobrero, continued. It says Moohoo Man, 1972 to 1978. Peace at last.
Oh-hoo.
Over here. It says Gerhard Farber, 1902 to 1984. Reunited in death for love eternal. It says Irony, 254 BC to AD 2004.
I wasn't expecting that!
Oh, man.
It's empty.
I have some garlic clove cigarettes and a break.
Stand aside, undead. We have to get inside.
Yeah, go film a music video or something. Typical zombies with their overinflated sense of entitlement.
Yeah, it's not like you guys are wanting for all sorts of movies.
Welcome, creatures of the night, to the zombie family. Oh, hello, sir, Mr. President.
Agent Super Bowl!
What are you doing here? The place is being overrun with zombies.
Yes, ladies' night is always packed. The master is a genius at promotion.
Super Bowl. Super Bowl. We're here on official freelance police business, Super Bowl.
Let us in!
Sorry, sir. We're at capacity. You'll have to wait in line. The master insists.
We really need to get in.
The line won't move any faster if you keep interrupting me, sir.
The line's not moving at all, Super Ball.
I don't see your point, sir.
Maybe a few Washingtons will help speed up the line.
Or even a Lincoln?
I hope you're not trying to bribe me, sir.
Let us in.
You'll have to wait in line. The master insists.
Who's in charge here?
Master Jurgen, the greatest leader ever.
You said the same thing about Hugh Bliss and the evil president.
This is different. Master Jurgen has a castle.
He does have a point. What is this place, anyway?
The zombie factory, Master Jurgen's ancestral home, garrison of his undead army, best doors in all of Baden-Württemberg.
Super Bowl.
So that's like a gag with you, I
Take
guess.
your time. We're very crowded tonight.
Bribe them with the brain.
Fits in a light socket. It only fits in a light socket. Beat it, zombies. Go back and bury yourselves. Zombies.
I know.
I hate waiting in lines, Max.
We have to get to the back of the line because we're not famous.
But we're both TV stars, and you're president of the United States.
We have to get to the back of the line because we're not hot chicks.
Got any ideas to get us inside, Max?
I'll need a grappling hook, 200 feet of fishing line, a glass cutter, a first edition of Pudd'nhead Wilson, and a 5-pound bag of semi-sweet chocolate chips.
These are zombies, not Colombian drug dealers.
Oh, right. Make that 300 feet of fishing line.
Spooky castle, huh?
Jeepers, you said it. It sure was nice of your aunt to let us visit for the rock music festival. I just hope we don't run into a ghost.
How many times have I asked you not to do that, Max?
Sorry.
I wonder if anybody interesting is buried here.
Probably not now, but we can change that.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Gesundheit.
That one goes over my head. Yeah, I was gonna say it's past midnight.
Yep, it's past midnight.
Oh, sure is.
Goodbye, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye.
Until the next episode of CNN Max, we hope you have yourselves a zombie-less night.
Or a zombie-filled night, depending on your preference.
Yeah, whatever you like.
We don't judge.
All
right.
Okay. Maybe a little bit of zombies. All right. Have a good night.
Good night,
Good
everybody.
game. Good night, chat, and good night.
Good night.
Go to sleep, everyone.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.